BB Championship Round 1 match between Bashto and his Wood Elves and LePeg and his Dark Elves. What a matchup we have in store for us here today, where, you know, one of these two coaches may win the game, or they may not. Who's to say? Who's to say? Anyone who's been watching me recently will know that I've played a few Dark Elf versus Wood Elf games, much to my misery and disappointment. Maybe red and blue mode? Yeah. Wow, LePeg has 12 players and no Apo. That's interesting, isn't it? So, Dark Elves, 12 players, no Apo. 4 Blodge Blitzers and a Block Wrestle Witch. 2 rerolls. No Assassins, no Runners, no Apos, nothing. And then the Wood Elves don't have a tree. And have 3 rerolls and an Apo because of that. 2 Sidesteppers and a Frenzy Dancer, a Strip Dancer, 2 Dodge Linos, a Wrestle. Yeah. It's interesting that we've left all the catchers being able to get hit, right? I suppose they all have Dodge, so they're all... Yeah, that's interesting. Fair enough. Yeah, you're not... Playing online doesn't do anything for you. That's fair enough, isn't it? Solid defense. Bit of a stutter. Alright. Protecting the ball. Making a block. Glorious. Is it just how you don't, like, think or care as much online, Julian? Right, some, you know, brief technical difficulties, so we might have just seen this. Can't remember exactly. Yes, this block had been taken. After that, I'm not sure. I think the Wood Elf turn might have started. But, yeah. Hopefully that should be it all sorted with now. Yours was lagging bad yesterday. Yeah, I did see somewhere on the Blood Bowl 3 Discord people were talking about a bit of lag. You know, mine was obviously just, you know, quite laggy there. But I would put that down to more of the PC just starting up. Sometimes the PC's a bit slow when I start up first. Very, very forward with this ball. All of it, like, you know. I mean, it's fine, right? It's... You're probably not going to get sacked this turn. Yeah, fair enough. Dancer comes down the side. Knocks him down. Cool. And then cheeky little dodge away. Lovely. Wonder if LePeg's gonna... Oh, no. I was gonna say, it's kind of tempting to take some space here, right? But... KOing and moving there is fine as well. Pretty good. I mean, it does... Yeah. Wow, just happy to go in and base the ball. Suppose forces some critical rolls, right? Which is all well and good unless your dancer dies. Cool. So that's probably the blitz in. Or did you just risk the dodge off? No, fair enough. Yes, the push. Very cool. And stays. Ball retreats. A blockless block. A dodgeful dodge. A double skulls. It was a bit rowdy, wasn't it? I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, Julian, but I was like, wow, that was a bit rowdy. What's going on? Pushes from the frenzy dancer. Gets a pow. Whoa. Notice how these Dark Elves haven't had anything like, you know, a blizzard or bribes or anything to immediately make their matchup worse against Wood Elves. Crazy. Only a real scrub would give it Wood Elves a severe advantage before the game even starts. A blockless block again. Another blockless block. I mean, I'm sure it'll work out. But another double skulls. Wow. Bashto's sidesteppers really paying dividends here, aren't they? Pops dodge. Ooh, very exciting. Ah. He loves these blockless blocks. Tree two out the top. Makes it. Very nice. Yeah. Sure. Ooh. Lots of popping dodge. Does make it. Interesting. Are we going for the ball perhaps? Indeed we are. It was very open, wasn't it? Like giving a 3+ for her strip. When there was no need to either. Like this guy could have dodged to here. But you know, all works out. Dark Elf still in quite a bit of trouble here. Well, I mean, quite a bit of trouble. We'll just blitz out through this catcher, presumably with the ball, maybe. It's not gonna be easy for us, but it's not gonna be easy for them either. Yeah, the reverse gauge. It's good. This looks... Yeah, I guess we can get a full cage, right? Dodge. Or, didn't have to dodge, yeah. Cool. I must say, LePeg absolutely loves pushing these catchers around, doesn't he? In fact, he's pushed them all into a line. This is really handy. A 1D POW. Hello, Steve, by the way. Good to see you. Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't really want your Wrestle Witch to have the ball. But it's, you know, simple 2+ to fix it. Easy. Bashto's getting great value out of his 4 catchers. They've done a lot of work. That's interesting. That's an interesting place to put that catcher. LePeg immediately said, "Nice screen, mate. Where did you get it? What if I just dodged through it?" It's pretty funny, isn't it? Bashto rolls like 4 2+s, and LePeg just goes, "Alright, I'll solve this with a 2+." Okay. Well, this blitzer really should move before we block this dancer. Brilliant. God, I'm so good at Blood Bowl. It's not where I would have put the blitzer either. I would have put the blitzer there. But I like when Blood Bowl shows how smart I am sometimes. You know, it was a 1 in 9 waiting to happen, right? That blockless block. In fairness, though, the worst looks to be over here for the Dark Elves. I mean, they could just hit the ball again, right? But you know, the recovery isn't as good. But get stripped, bitch. Scatter is fine. So what? Turn 7 coming up for the Dark Elves. Yeah, I mean it's problematic, right? Oh, well, listen. Double sculling. So, right. Obviously, I know LePeg has rolled like 3 sets of double skulls this turn, or this drive. But had we moved the blitzer over here the last turn, we could have eaten the 1 in 9 on the dancer and had the reroll for this. But because we decided to not move this blitzer before taking a blockless block, we had to reroll it. And in fairness, right, the amount of blockless blocks LePeg has taken in this game, like 3 sets of double skulls and a 1 in 9, like four 1 in 9s essentially, right? Aren't that unlikely, considering we were rolling a lot of them. But it's still not over, right? There's still dice to be rolled. Interesting going that way. Huh. I guess that was right, wasn't it? So we do catch it. So we were here. So 2 plus... 2 plus 2 plus... Oh yeah, that was way better, right? Yeah, cool. 2 plus 2 plus... 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus... 3 plus... Yeah, okay, that was cool. Good stuff. Wow, you really decided to roll a lot of 1s in those, you know, simple 2 pluses. And then that's pretty much the drive. So, full instant punish. Oh, cool. We can, nice little chain here. Nice little chain, yeah, okay. Very cool. Instant 1 on the dodge. It's so classic. Like, it's so consistent. It's like Oh, you've done this fantastic chain push to give yourself a 2 plus, like, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2D on the ball. Would you like a 1? So yeah, the Wood Elves managed to turn over the Dark Elves. I think the Wood Elves played better anyway, right? I think there was a couple of things from the Dark Elves that could have been better. I don't think LePeg played it cautiously enough, right? I don't think LePeg was sitting there every turn in fear of losing the ball, which I think, as Woodies, or against Woodies, you probably have to be, right? At least that's how I approach my game. Versus I don't play this game, and the practice game against Tulian, I spent every single turn being like, okay, so if I don't play this perfectly, he's gonna take my ball. And obviously, you know, you still make mistakes and stuff, right? But yeah, I don't know. I didn't necessarily feel there was any turn in that game where LePeg was like, oh, if this goes wrong, he just wins. And then eventually did go wrong. I like how there's a floating ball here. And the ball isn't in her hands. It is such a stupid game, yeah. It's so silly. LePeg has decided that, you know what, hitting the catchers went so well the last drive. Let's go for it again. Which, you know, fair. Hello, Dimmy. Yeah, I was in bed last night and Kaelan started messaging me about it. I was like, I don't know. So I immediately agreed with him. I was like, yeah, I think that's right, you know. I think you decide to hit and run before you do the armor. That makes sense, right? And I was like, it's a bit open-ended. I guess it could be the other way. I do think the comma in the hit and run, like you do the block, right, and then you can hit and run. So I think the block gets resolved before you hit and run, because you have to decide whether you're following or not, right? Oh, listen, I've played a lot of Zon games, yeah. I mean, I always did it the way Fumble does it, right? It's always armor then hit and run. But when he asked me last night, I couldn't remember whether it's what happens. Cause like, I mean, like, how many times do you actually like roll for armor, or like roll for armor and get a removal so that it actually makes somewhat of a difference on the blitz, right? Like, it's very, very, very rare. Like, the way Kaelan was phrasing it was like, oh, so you can wait to see if you get removed, and then, like, you could hit and run into a square which would have been marked. And I was like, oh, yeah, I suppose you could, but... I don't know. Like, I've been known to be wrong about using rules, right? I've been known to be using a rule, or like thinking a rule works a certain way, and someone goes, "That's not how it works." And I'll go, "Oh, okay, fair enough." I think it's interesting, but I think it makes sense, right? I think it makes sense that you resolve the block, decide whether you're following up or not, and then you can hit and run. So you block, decide whether you're following, roll the armor and injury, and then hit and run. But I could also understand people saying that you could hit and run before rolling armor, which seems wrong, right? It seems wrong that you could hit and run before rolling armor, because one of the busted things about hit and run, well, I suppose maybe, yeah, hit and run after the armor, so fumble does it. Yeah, I think so. Like, I think if you read it right, and in once they FAQ'd whether or not you decide to follow before hit and run and all that one, I think that solves it as well. I think because they've separated, you can do a block action, and then the next part is they then may immediately hit and run, right? So do a block action, so then everything involved with a block action is played out, and then immediately may hit and run. So I think it makes sense that you do the block, and then everything with the block is done, and then you do your thing. But I don't know. Hello, Gruff. Thank you so much. Sorry, don't have the alerts on for this scene, because you know, raids and follows and stuff get a bit distracting. But thank you so much for 4 glorious months in a row and 11 in total. Absolutely amazing. My favorite Cillian Murphy movie. Wow, there's so many, Sant Skyler. There's so many. Michael Collins is amazing. He doesn't play a very big part in it, but I mean, he plays a very big part in the movie, but not a very big on-screen part. So that's pretty good. The Wind That Shakes the Barley, obviously super amazing. Oppenheimer's really good. I really loved Small Things Like These. I think that was really good. Small Things Like These was insane. Really good movie. Obviously the 28 weeks and days series. Goes for the 5 plus 2D. Fair enough. 5 plus 2D into 2D. Yeah, 28 days later. And there's also 28 weeks, right? 28 Days is a good movie. I don't think it's his best movie though. It's a good movie though. I'm sure I've missed loads. They're just the ones that are fresh in my mind. Yeah, you gotta see Small Things Like These. Obviously, if you're Irish, it means a lot more, right? It's very subtle, and there's a lot of relatability to it, which might get lost on the international audience. But yeah. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Intermission. I don't know if I've seen Intermission. See, I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, honestly. We've myself and Kira have been playing a bit of catch up here and there. So like we watched Small Things Like These recently enough. And just walks it in for 2-0. Turn 15. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. It probably is Fiki, yeah. No. 2003. No. It's not as old as me. That's fine. So yeah, that's fine. I'm about the same age as the Michael Collins movie. Just about the same age as the Michael Collins one. Another solid defense. I still don't know why the chat box doesn't work on this scene. Does it work on this scene? But yeah, that's well, I suppose the Dark Elves have a 2-turn chance, right? Still, I suppose, have a 2-turn chance, right? Yeah, I don't know why the chat box doesn't work. But anyway. Yeah, I'm genuinely one of the few people in Blood Bowl who is actually not 29 yet. Yeah, intermission. We should, you know, probably should add intermission to the watch list. Seems pretty good. Stupid elves. Elves are so mean, aren't they? Just, you know. Oh, finally got down the catcher. That genuinely might have been the first time LePeg knocked down a catcher in this game. I could be wrong, but it feels like it. It definitely feels like it. Surely we dodge into the end zone before the pass. No? Surely we... Surely we dodge into the end zone before the pass. Like, we could remove the intercept chance. Not that it matters, right? But you remove the intercept chance. You make the pass slightly harder, but you've no rerolls anyway, right? So I think making the pass, like, slightly harder for making the catch way easier. Right? I don't know. Anyway. Congratulations to Bashto. Commiserations to LePeg. That was the game of Blood Bowl that was played. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Woo!